relax us. It can help to energize us. And with those two extremes, it helps us to bring us into a really nice balance. So I think I know why I haven't generally put my chair here. It's because I got these huge rocks under my feet, but that's okay. That will work. So if you have yourself seated in your chair, maybe more towards the edge of the chair. And I think what we'll do is we'll work through the body from the feet up to the crown of the head and just the focus of what we might be doing today. So let's go ahead and have those feet nicely rooted on your carpet, on your floor, on your rocks, on your dirt, wherever you are. And that was, go ahead. Oh, and I was gifted today when I came out here with a beautiful feather from one of our road runners that's around here, but I just hope that didn't hurt them to release that feather because it's one of their bigger feathers. So really beautiful iridescent blue with a little white on the edges. So sitting up straight and tall, letting our feet sink into the ground, imagining you coming into the wet earth that is still so nicely moist from our last few days. Feeling that coolness on our feet, feeling the opening of our pores into accepting that coolness, that moisture. Coming into our breath and inhaling and exhaling. Maybe imagining the smell of the wet earth. It's the one thing when I moved to New Mexico, how that smell came from the rain. And I know it was coming because of the dry dirt, being misted and moist, laden from the rain. Imagining that smell as you're feeling the moisture in your feet. Smell of the moist earth, hummus, that hummus that we eat, but the humus of the soil that's wet, decay, matter, decays so that we can have plants that grow in it to feed us, enliven us, enrich us. And then from here, let's go ahead and come onto the balls of your feet. Come onto the balls of your feet, sink those toes in, feel that back here in the calves, and then press your feet flat, and then pull up your toes, pull up underneath your feet, and then you feel that stretch, and then flat your feet. Inhale. And exhale, flat, and then pull back. I'm just gonna match my hands to what my feet are doing. And breath. Pulling back here, exhale, flat, inhale. Lifting onto toes to the balls of the feet, exhale, flat. Pressing evenly into the dirt. And back onto your heels, exhale, flat, onto your surface. Take it with your breath. Let's do 2 more sets. To flat feet. Let's go ahead and pick up one foot, cross it over, and let's take some circles with that ankle and maybe help with our hand because that might just help it come into a little bigger radius there. Dirt off my, and then reverse. Into the ankle, into the foot, and then flex, and then pull on your big toe. it's available as you pull on your heel. So we're stretching out the bottom of our feet, pulling, 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 and separate. Let it release. Take that next toe and your heel and gently or firmly or strongly pull there. Maybe you'll hear a little pop there. And then separate it, let it go. How about you guys? Go to that middle toe, try to find it there. Go ahead and pull. But I love it when I have massages and they work my feet. I can never work the feet enough or my hands enough for me. Keep pulling, and then separate. Let it go. Go to that second to the last toe there, that one right next to your pinky. Pinky toe. Pull, pull, and separate. Let it go. And now grab a hold of that baby toe and see if you can pull it out. Pull on your heel, separating into the fascia of the bottom of your feet. And then flexing into that foot still. Let's take all toes into your hand cupping and feel now that stretch in that underside of your foot, especially a little bit more. Taking the other hand and just giving ourselves a little bit of a knock, knock on the bottom of our foot that's stretched out with that hand pulling back and helping it stay in that flex position. And then releasing, and let's point through the toes. Open up right here in the front of your ankle and hold that position. And let's go ahead and just take and make some circles with the palm of our hand on the front of our foot and at the ankle as we pull gently right into that pointed toed position. And I know I'm really feeling it right in here in the muscles that attach foot and ankle area. I'm going to let go there and let that foot come to the ground. Go ahead and pat out both feet on your carpet, on your tile, on your wooden floors, the soles of your feet to whatever surface. And then go ahead and cross the other foot over. Okay. All the bird seed and fluff off of my foot here. And go ahead and sit tall. And as we're doing this, you may feel it here in your hip too, in this figure 4 position. I'm going to press into my heel and kind of pull there as I take my big toe. And I'm going to pull here, keeping my toes flexed. And energy coming in 2 opposite directions here. And let it go. And then coming to my next toe, really going to pull isometrically apart here. So you can isometrically pull things apart, or you can press together. And here we're pulling apart, energy on that heel pulling back and that toe pulling out. And then taking a big inhale. And then exhale, let it go. That energy out. Take that middle toe, find it, clasp, pull outward on the heel, on that toe. Pull, 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 pull. Take a big inhale. Exhale. And then that next toe, right, a little pinky, pull there. Hold onto your heel. Let yourself expand that underneath your foot. And release. Pinky now. And your heel. Separating, keeping the foot flexed. Also feeling this in that outside part of my hip. And releasing there. Keeping my foot flexed. Pulling on all toes. Taking the other hand and just finding some little bit of pounding there. Maybe a little bit of taking the knuckles onto the bottom of our feet. But our feet do so much for us. And maybe you too go get your pedicures. I don't do that, but it feels good when I have done that. Somebody's attending to my feet. Do that as well. And then go ahead and point. Take your hand and help into that point and just take and massage that top of your foot and into the ankle. Squeezing a little bit, whatever feels good, right? Just have at it with our feet. Good. And let's go ahead, release that foot down. Let's pat it out. And I know that Denise said something about twist. So we'll do like a focus area, then we'll twist, focus area, twist. So let's go ahead into a twist before we go to the next focus area. We'll take one hand over to my opposite knee. My other hand comes behind me. Lengthen here, okay? And then go ahead and take a look back. Back with my beautiful biceps tree and all the bumbles and the regular beads that are on it. Beads that are behind me, pull back a little bit more. Keep the length and then take your head, move forward. Chest moves forward, shoulders move forward, upper body moves forward. Take a big deep breath. And then let's exchange. Other hand reaches over across my body, push down, lengthen. Keep the knees forward as I begin that twist from my waist on up to my gaze. And then from here, I let my head come back, shoulders twist, keeping that length in my spine. And in between that, let's just take 4 cat-cows, all right? Inhale. Exhale. Your breath pace, right? That might have been 4. I'm going to do one more set. Yes, so good. Yeah, good. All right, now let's go ahead and start working. So we work with feet and ankles. Let's come into right here into the calves. So from here, go ahead, come back onto the balls of your feet. Take your weight forward. Okay, weight yourself on your thighs, but keep the balls of the feet, keeping that weight, and curl into yourself a little bit, maybe holding on to your forearms. You can let your head drift down only if that feels comfortable for you. Keep pressing down into the earth. Feel that happening there in the calf muscle. Relaxing forward. Pressing solidly into the ground with the balls of your feet. And then releasing your hands and slowly lifting your body up. And then take your heels down. Let's take one foot off the ground here. And from here, sorry, I'm gonna keep getting that stuff on my foot. I'm gonna go ahead and extend out, but not all the way. I wanna have a little bend in my knee, okay? I'm going to flex my foot, and then I'm gonna point it. And I'm gonna take one round in one direction, one round in the other. I'm gonna flex, I'm gonna point, and then one round in one direction, one round in the other. I'm gonna do that one more time, feeling that right there in that calf. I'm pointing, flexing, one round and the other. And then from here, bringing my knee in towards my body, take a hold of that calf. And I want you to feel, I want you to totally relax your foot. So I'm gonna hold my other hand underneath my thigh, other hand here on my calf. Totally relax my foot. Feel that. Feel your calf and how it's flaccid, right? Okay, now flex and feel your calf. Keep flexing. Feel that calf. Maybe massaging there. And then point. Feel the calf. The calf is not as active when you point as when you flex. When you point, you're getting more of that muscular development in the shin area. Okay. So just note that for a few more times. And then place that foot down. Good. And bring the other one up. And let's go ahead and take this as a flex, and then point, and then flex. And again, mini bend in the knee. One circle in one direction, circle in the other. Flex, point, ankle rotation, ankle rotation. One more time, flex, point. Let's do that again. Good. And then from here, take a hold of underneath that leg, lower leg into your calf, holding on here. Gastrocnemius, that's what this is called in the muscular world. Gastrocnemius, I always let that sound kind of neat. Then make it flaccid. Make it so you just, you know, it's just loose. And then come into flex. Like that. Point. Feel where the contraction comes when you point, right? And then flex. You want to work this part of your body. I think I've said this before. If you just stand at a counter and come up and down on your toes, right? You're on the balls of the feet. Let's do one more. And then bring it back. And bring it in a little bit more. And set it on down. Good. Let's pound up those feet again. And let's do a twist and a side opener here. Take my hand, cross it over, hold on to my side of my waist or my hip. My other arm comes up, and I'm going to come over to the side. And then I'm going to look down to find that twist. Hold on to the waist a little bit, come back to the center, and then I'm going to twist hard up. Come back to the center, lengthen a little bit more. One more time, look down, twisting just a bit. Bring myself back up. Open up the heart. Bring myself forward. Bring yourself up. Exhale, hand comes down. Releasing this hand as well. Let's cross on the opposite way. Lift arm up, lengthen, arm over, side body stretch. So we're side body stretching, and then we look down. We twist with our body downward, and we find ourselves in a little mini twist. We come back to center. And we rise up, heart up, back to center. Find more length. Come on back and look down. Look on up. And bring yourself with that open heartedness one more time. Center. Lengthen. Bring yourself up. Stand. Step down. Tap on those feet again. And let's move up to our knees. Okay. So maybe holding on here. I'm going to lift up my foot. I'm going to take some circles with just like my knee, not moving around a lot like this. So I'm not moving into the hips so much. I'm just taking that lower leg. Let it be loose. So if you want, you can hold onto your knee, and that will help you not get into the hip. Okay, and then go around in the other way. And again, all this joint opening is so important all the time. But when we start to get into cooler, this really isn't in that cooler weather, but any kind of a cooler weather or wetter weather, our joints can get a little more achy. And then from here, let's go ahead and lift and hold underneath that thigh again. Try to bring yourself in thigh to chest and take your foot out just a little bit and take some knee circles here. Okay, so we're just taking them in a different position. And then I'm going to go around to the opposite way. And then take myself in, extend out, bring myself in, extend out. And I'm helping with holding on underneath my thigh. So getting that knee to function in a more neutral way than when we were taking it in circles. 2 more. And go ahead and let that foot come down. And again, apologies for any of the dirt that ends up back on my foot. And let's go ahead and sit up here, nice and straight. I'm just lifting a little bit, holding on. I think that's how we started. And let's go ahead and let, that lower leg just be going into circles with your hand on your knee, letting that happen as it does, and then coming around in the other way. Again, not right yet into the hips. We'll get into the hips. We're moving up in that direction. Around. Good. And now let's take and clasp maybe the opposite way that we did before, underneath our thigh, bringing that knee in a little bit more. And here, let's go ahead and take a few more circles. Okay. So it's just another way of bringing it in a little bit closer. And around, go ahead and go around the other way. So glad I'm not allergic to bees, ants. My daughter's allergic to ants, so it's like an attack everywhere she goes to ant bites. And then bringing that in a little bit more maybe, and let's take it neutrally out, strengthening through foot, entire leg here, but bending it to the knee to the extent that feels right for you. Okay. And so we're kind of isolating these areas, but as you notice, they all work together, right? Everything is a system. Thank goodness we have this multi-systemic body that is able to work and coordinate itself so well with one another. Let's do one more. And as I'm doing this, I'm also working in my arms to strengthen them too. Go ahead and let your foot come down. Take a few taps. And let's go into another twist, okay? So this twist, I'm going to take one leg over the other. I'm gonna sit up straight and tall, and I'm gonna come and cross over, holding on to anything here. Take my hand to the back seat of the chair or to right behind me. Sitting up straight and tall, maybe flexing into that upper foot to work into the calf, true still. And take myself with a long spine, twisting behind me. Taking a couple breaths here. And bringing myself slowly back forward. I'm going to reverse that, still with the same leg over, arm to the back of the chair or right behind me. And go ahead and take a twist and use some leverage. Either pressing down for leverage in the seat of your chair or holding onto the back of your chair and helping that bring you into that twist a little bit more, but only to where it is perfectly right for you. And then we release with that same slow motion and unwind. And flip those legs again, over and behind or on that chair. Take a look at it. You guys are going to have whittled your waist away today by all these twists. It was amazing to me when I first started doing yoga and then bringing myself back around. The waist whittling that did happen for me, and you might think, oh, well, you don't need any waist whittling. When I started doing this, I was maybe 15 pounds heavier, which for me was more than I was wishing for. And going through perimenopause and all that stuff, and go ahead and undo. So anyways, doing yoga for me, I went down 2 sizes in my clothing, which wasn't my goal. My goal was overall health, but that was one of the benefits of it, I guess. And so on and so forth. So Anyways, all of this is good stuff, good medicine for us. Let's go ahead and work into our quadriceps now, okay? To do that, we're gonna do a little bit of standing. So go ahead and take your feet apart, legs apart, and your feet apart, your hips apart. I'm just on these rocks, and we'll see how this works for me. Let's see. Mark's gonna be, why did you move all my rocks? I have to move them back later. Perfect for my feet. Good. Okay. So from here, we're going to, and again, you don't have to, but this will help with the quadriceps and moving into the glutes to do a few of our goddesses standing, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and have my hands on my hips, lean forward, slowly take my weight onto my feet, okay? Start to feel that, start to bring my torso more upright, and then take myself into long legs, okay? And then I'm just gonna squat down. You don't have to go very far. Even a little squat, you're working into this area, okay? So we'll come and just do a few to kind of warm up that opening of the hips. You have your legs open and hips extended and your depth modified to what is good for you, okay? Now I'm gonna take my arms up, inhale. Lengthen, exhale, come into goddess here. Inhale, lengthen, exhale. Bring it on up. Exhale. Let's do two more. Inhale up. Exhale. Let's see if you can stay down, even if it's just this far down, okay? Find a depth. Pick up onto the ball of one foot. That means lift your heel on that side and then place it down. Lift into the other and place it down. Lift both arms and straighten legs. And exhale, bend into your knees. Take your hands to your thighs. We're going to get into our twist this way. And that is shoulder forward, gaze back. And you're angled with your torso, semi-inclined. Bring yourself back. Let's take our legs long before we go into the other side. I don't want you guys to get too tired with that squat. Come this way. And other shoulder forward as I look behind. And bring myself forward. Open up, inhale. Exhale, let's do that one more time, if you guys can. Here we are. Come in to twist, looking over. Simple thing you can add into your day too. Come back to center. It's just this little squat and a little twist. Back to center, take yourself up. And you can do it at a countertop too. So your hands will be here. You just squat a little bit. Take one hand forward, bring it. Take the other hand forward and slide it on that countertop, okay? All right, find that chair behind you. Slowly come back into it. Yeah, and so we just worked on our thighs, those big muscles, all right, that take so much oxygen and has so much blood flow here and into our glutes as well. So let's get into our hips a little bit more now. So I'm open hipped. I'm gonna hold on here. I'm gonna let one knee fall in and that hip comes inward. Then I'm gonna take that leg and send it back and plant it down, okay? I don't wanna do this too fast. You don't want to get into the groin any farther than you are ready to open up to, okay? So do it slow. Let that fall in. Bring it up. Send it out. Good. And slow movement really works into some of the smaller, finer muscles of our body than those quick moves. Let's do that opposite now. So I'm here, I'm lifting, taking myself across, putting my foot down, opening up. Okay, lift, internally rotate, down, and bring it open. 2 more times, up, and I've got a foot that's flexed. If you want, you can point, or you can leave it unactive, but active will do more in the terms of your musculature development and strengthening. Let's do the other side. Ooh, that one's gonna fall in. I'm gonna let it go. And then I'm gonna pick my foot up and just take it out and plant it, okay? Only as far out as you want it to go. Come on in, take it up. Foot releases from the ground, open up, take it out. Take it out. And let's do that one more time. Lift, out, and down. Let's do 4 times the opposite. Lift, take it in, bring it down, open it up. Lift, take it in, place it down, open it up. Inhale, exhale. One more time, inhale, exhale. Good. And so from here, let's fit in that twist. Find your legs open, similar to what we just did earlier, but we're going to slide down one leg and maybe take a hold of a block if you want. And from here, we're going to open up from the side body, but then we're going to bring that upper arm back. Let my heart come up. Feel that twisting all the way down my spine, including in my cervical spine. And then I'm going to take that upper arm down where the other one is, place them together, and then take the other arm up behind me. Let's put it onto our lower spine. Press down into a reverse twist here. And then both hands on the block and rise up the first arm that was lifted up. And then bring yourself up. Inhale and exhale. Let's do that again on the other side. Arms lift up, inhale. And exhale. Come on down to block, or maybe you're pressing against your calf, your ankle, or you've made it to the ground. And then from here, let's go ahead, look up. I have to close my eyes because the sun is right there. Opening up into that twist. Bringing myself back into center, letting that upper hand come down and meet the other one at the block or on my leg. And taking the other hand to my thigh maybe first, and then behind me on my lower spine, come into a reverse twist. Trying to maintain those knees pulling outward, feet connected firmly to the ground. And then bringing both hands to the block on my leg. The other hand rises back up, open up. And then both hands down, and then bringing yourself up. Arms out to the side. Exhale down. Good. All right. So we've worked with the feet, the ankles, the shins, the calves, the knees, the quads, the glutes, the hips. Okay. And now we're going to take it in more into this solar plexus area or back into the waist. So let's take our feet forward, and we're just going to take some little circles going around. So these aren't really coming into our hips. This is moving right in to the core. Okay. Find your breath and make those circles just nice and sweet and calming. And let's go around in the other way. Seeing where your belly button is this whole time. And then coming back to stillness, take your hands on your knees if they're not already. And I want you just to think about moving this part of your body to the side, back to center. That part of your body to the side, back to center. Over, center, over, center. Really isolating here. One more set. Good. Really good place here is for some cat and cows. Let's make them rocking cat and cows. Okay, so come onto the balls of your feet. Hold on here and rock forward. Look up, balls of your feet. And then exhale, come onto your heels. Slide down your shins and come into cat. Pressing into your heels. Open up through your shoulders. Then flat feet, balls of the feet. Rock on up. And rock on down. Taking it on up. Taking it on down. One more set. All right, so let's do another twist. And this, again, will really be working in this area, and the whole spine. So I'm gonna go ahead to the whole side of the chair and sit towards the edge of that chair. Sit with my spine nice and straight. Take both hands to the back of the chair, okay? And then I begin, use the leverage with that chair to help drive me into the place that my twist wants to go. Okay? Not any farther than you want to take it. Keep your spine, the vertebrae away from one another. So don't let them come sinking down on top of each other, looking over that back shoulder. And slowly release your head, release your shoulders, release your grip. Come on back over here. Let's do 2 sets, cat, cow. Just to neutralize the spine. For being in that twist. Let's walk onto the other side and taking our feet in the opposite direction, coming to semi-edge of the chair, just not too far back there. Sitting up straight and tall. Let's begin with taking hands over to the back of that chair. Okay. And this just itself, with your hands there, is the start of a twist. You want to take it more? Use the leverage, holding on to that chair, and find yourself looking back over that back shoulder, working into this area of the waist. Length in the spine. Back to straight spine, come on back, forward here. And so now we've worked into this area. And again, noticing, right, all of these are connected. We've already done some work here with everything else we've done. And the rest is just, it's all this beautiful connection. But now we're going to move it into more of our chest area, okay? And so from here, we're going to take our hands behind us, hands in your pockets, like you've got pockets back there, fingers pointing down, and your hands, the palms right underneath your waist, okay? Pull the shoulders back, squeeze into them. Let your heart come forward as you tilt into the lumbar spine, sacral spine, up, forward here. Letting your throat open too. Letting that chest be really light here. Radiating really love energy here from our heart space. And then bringing ourselves back into a straight spine. Releasing arms. And then from here, let's go ahead and pull our heart forward, yours toward me, mine towards you. Keep that pull going, keep that curve in your spine. And then either with a block or hands to the ground, go ahead and let yourself release. Squeeze into your heart space, squeeze into your chest. Let your chin come to your chest, and that back of your neck opens up. And then lifting our head, bringing ourselves back up. Maybe hands come to your thighs as you lift up here. And then let's open up that chest a little bit more into the shoulders too. Arms lift up. One hand comes to one shoulder. The other hand comes to your elbow. And let's lift the heart up. Pull the elbows back. And then lift into straight. And now turn and look over the back shoulder. And bring yourself forward. And let's twist over to the other side. Some engagement here, coming back, releasing arms. Take a hold of the opposite elbow. Let your arm come down. Feel that stretching into the arms there. And open up your heart. Lean back into your arms crossed behind you. Feel your heart rise up. Feel a smile across your face. Yeah. And then rising up here. Let's take it over into a twist. Releasing back. Exhaling back. Yourself forward. Releasing hands, let them come down. Exhale. Interlace behind you. Press down, heart rises. Bring yourself forward. Straight spine. Let your chin come to your chest, maybe. And then bring yourself up. Good. All right. Now let's open up that whole side of our body. Take a hand to the leg of your chair. Lift. Come on over. Let's take this with breath. Inhale. Exhale. Slowly taking that hand down to the leg of the chair. Inhale. Take it on over. Bring it up with your in-breath. Take it down slowly with your exhale. Keep going. Slow. Remember when we do that, we get into some of the more minute muscle areas. And we follow our breath. We extend our breath so it gets longer. Short breaths cause anxiety, stress. These breaths are really good for our parasympathetic nervous system. That's the system that helps to calm us. These fast breaths or fight or flight. Hurry up breaths. Let's do one more set, okay? Let's take it up to the shoulders here. Do a few little rolls back. Two more rolling back. And just two rolling forward. The reason I don't even that out is because we spend so much time with shoulders forward in our day. And then from here, arms out. Let's go ahead and hug into ourselves. Squeeze, release. Opposite arm on top. Squeeze. Maybe tucking chin. Release. Open up my heart too. Hug here. Curl in. One more time each side. And then bringing myself out. And bring my arms up. Let's do some shoulder openings with our eagle arms. Exhale, right under left. Bring our arms up. Really good for joint mobility here. Let's take 2 circles in one direction. And 2 in the other. Bring ourselves up. Pull in at your navel. Take yourself just a quarter of the way down. Bring yourself up. Quarter the way down. And bring yourself up. Releasing. So we're working the whole arm here. All the joints. And taking now left under right. Finding that clasp. Inhale. And take 2 circles in one direction. As you take those little circles, you're also kind of taking little twists. Go into the opposite direction. Rise it on up. Exhale, quarter down. Like a little bobber here. Inhale. Quarter. 2 more. Quarter down. 1. Bobbing down. Lifting up. Release. Oh, yeah. Let's fly and float. Exhale down. Let's fly and float. 2 more sets with that. Hands come down. All right, let's get into our neck, right, Sherry? Let's release chin to chest. Be heavy here. Let shoulders melt down. Shoulders is such a big part of neck tension. And then bring your chin to neutral. Open up your throat by raising up the bridge of your nose. Only to a place that feels perfectly wonderful for your neck. Okay. Bring yourself back into neutral. Take your ear over to one side. Take the opposite hand. Hold on to the seat of your chair or the leg. And really kind of hold there. As you do, let your heavy head go. You're going to feel that in that trapezius. Really releasing into the neck. Take the other hand to the side of your head. As you come up, assist here. Take the other hand down. Let your ear come towards the other shoulder. Let your weight come over. Hold on tight so you don't fall off the side of your chair. Holding on tight, letting this release. Feel that through your shoulder area, deltoid trapezius. And take your hand to the side of your head. Bring yourself up. And releasing here. Chin to chest. Roll it over to one shoulder. Look back. Come on down. Chin to chest. Bring it on over to that other shoulder. Come on down. Exhaling and inhaling as you rise your chin up. Exhaling as you take it on down. One more set, okay? Take it into your diameter, half circle, whatever the dimensions are for you, right? And then lift slowly here. And now from here, just take your hands to your head and let's take our fingers to our scalp, a dry hair wash here. You know, it feels good to wash our own hair, but I love going, and it doesn't happen often, but when I go get my hair cut and they ask if I want to wash it, I say, oh yes, please, because it just feels so good. With our own hands, maybe with someone else's hands, just going into our scalp, get over by your temple there, back behind your ears at the base of your skull. Use all 10 fingers, make them work, make your hair all a mess. And then just take your hair, stroke it back a little bit. Sit up straight and tall. So we are new people from the bottom of our feet to the top of our head. And let's take our hand to the top of our head, to the crown, to this tonali. Let's take both hands there and just find ourselves in what used to be called a kind of soft spot, right? This is our connection from here out. So let's just do that a few times. Bring that energy, feel it, send it. It really doesn't need our permission to do that. It does it on its own. We just have to let that happen. Crown chakra, all about the universality of connecting with a higher plane. Taking my hands and just having them palm up now, and a lot of energy released into and through my hands. Sitting and coming into the most important part of everything we did today, most important part of everything we do throughout our day and night, and that is our breath. Be more quiet, full, slow, deep breaths. I still feel my scalp really stimulated here. I feel my waist really activated from all of our twists today. I feel my spine light as it stacks one vertebrae on top of the other. Just finding it more natural to do that than to slump over. And then taking hands to heart center, bowing down to your true teacher, yourself. Honoring that heart, honoring your bodies, honoring your minds, your spirits, every beautiful thing about you. And from the beauty within me to the beauty within and without, all around, surrounding you.